Mágad Círlach and Fulche Ara to the House. Again, I'm inviting you in, and I thank the Círlach and the Seanad for facilitating this Commencement Matter, seeking a commencement date for construction of a commemorative site at the National Monument on Moore Street. And as everyone knows, Moore Street, the most historic trading street in the city, also the birthplace of our republic. And it's a street that, despite being rich in history beyond anyone's dreams or what anyone could imagine, it's one that is dominated by dereliction and really neglect and antisocial behaviour over far too many years in recent decades. When I was first elected to Dublin City Council in 2004, from that point and from before that even, I have worked with relatives and traders, both the street traders and those who owned properties on the street, to try and encourage the state in the form of the City Council and the government and all of the national bodies to actually support regeneration of the street, support regeneration of the street market, but creation of an adequate and appropriate commemorative centre at 14 to 17 Moore Street. I've served on a number of committees, far too many to remember. It's too depressing to actually think about it. And there have been far too many reports. The last report was delivered to yourself, Minister, just over a year ago. It was the third ministerial, report from the third Ministerial Advisory Committee on Moore Street. So there's been plenty of talking, there's been plenty of consideration given to this issue. There is no doubt that there is enormous support for a proper commemoration of the historic events on Moore Street. The report made 6 recommendations, but most specifically it made a recommendation around the National Monument. It specifically endorsed the concept that was proposed by the Irish Heritage Trust that would require state bodies like the OPW and the National Monument Services to be engaged to create an imaginative, fitting and appropriate commemorative museum. We have, as a country, have many examples of other really great commemorative sites. It's something that I think we can be very proud of. But it is shameful, the neglect that the state has allowed to take hold on Moore Street. It is unacceptable. I appreciate, and everybody appreciates, that the majority of the properties in and around that historic site are privately owned. But it is impossible for us to be critical of the private owners and the neglect that they are presiding over when the state itself is failing to take adequate action. The state must stop dithering, stop delaying, stop ignoring the dereliction and the deterioration of a historic national monument right in the heart of our capital city. It's not just for us in Dublin Central. It is not just for us even in Ireland. It is for all of the Irish people who descend from our republic. You must, Minister, please give us a date for a commencement of works at the National Monument. And let's accelerate whatever works can be done there, because the dereliction that is taking place is shameful. Gar Mágad.
Senator Fitzpatrick. Minister, your 4 minutes to reply.
Gar Mágad, Cahirlach agus leis an Seanador leis an Ceisio. First of all, Senator, just to thank you for bringing forward this commencement. And secondly, just to say, to thank you for the positive interaction and work that you've been doing over many years in this. I know we've had, certainly there have been, not all the contributions towards Moore Street have been entirely positive, and we do want to progress this, and I really do appreciate the leadership that you have consistently shown around the National Monument Moore Street. And I think shortly after I was appointed, I visited the monument at Moore Street 14 to 17, and having been allowed entry into the buildings, it really is quite stunning. And even in the raw, in its current state, while some enabling works have taken place, I think it really is quite impressive. And such a story to tell, such an important story to tell of our history, it's critically important. And I agree with you wholeheartedly. We need to move this forward, and in a very, not just for the National Monument, but for the regeneration of that entire part of the city, which I have to say I was shocked to see and not being from Dublin and having seen it for the first time in quite a number of years, I was shocked to see the deterioration of that part of the city. So it's incumbent on us all to move forward. So in March 2021, 121 388,000 million was allocated to Dublin City Council with respect to the North Inner City Concept Area 1 under Call 2 of the Urban Regeneration and Development Fund. The North Inner City project involves the regeneration and redevelopment of several areas in North Inner City that have experienced a degree of decline and dereliction over a number of years, resulting in poor perception issues, and the area of the market area has been largely forgotten. The main objective of the project is to achieve long-term sustainable regeneration around the redevelopment of various areas centred around the fruit and vegetable market, Parnell Square and Mountjoy Square. Complementary projects include Moore Street Public Realm renewal works with the intention of reactivating one of the most important trading streets in the city, along with structural and restoration works to the National Monument at 14 to 17 Moore Street. Works to the National Monument, which is my ownership, will facilitate the protection and reuse of these historic buildings as an iconic heritage and visitor attraction in the form of a 1916 commemorative centre alongside the rejuvenation of the historic street. The regeneration of the Moore Street Market and the street is a matter for Dublin City Council, and I'm assured that an expert advisory group was appointed in this regard. The Moore Street Advisory Group, of which Senator was a valued member, recommended in its report to Minister O'Brien and myself last year that the process embarked on by the OPW and the National Monument Service of our department to restore the National Monument and to open it to the public as soon as possible should continue. Officials from both sides of the department and the OPW have been liaising to progress this. I understand the OPW are in the process of appointing a team to carry out Phase 1 essential works of the monument, which will ensure stability and provide a pathway for the Phase 2 completion works themselves at the monument. I understand that this is imminent, and I hope to make an announcement in the coming weeks. The Senator will, I'm sure, appreciate that Minister O'Brien and I are keen that these essential works commence as soon as possible. And I suppose just to say as well, I think, as I said, we will be making an announcement in the next number of weeks. It is our intention to begin this essential phase of the works, and I think it's going to be most welcome as a wider regeneration issue that needs to be addressed around the Moore Street area and Dublin Central. But I am confident that we will be moving forward very, very shortly. Good.
Ara, and the 121 million of urban regeneration funds for the North Inner City Quarter to address places like and to regenerate the fruit and vegetable market. Shameful, absolutely shameful that it is still closed. Parnell Square, the promise of a city library, the most basic thing in a capital city, a decent city library. All of that is really, really welcome, and I think that reflects the government's understanding of the need in that area. And I really welcome the fact that the OPW are saying that it is imminent that they are going to commence works on the National Monument at 14 to 17 Moore Street. But Minister, I have to say that we need the OPW to keep to that commitment, to actually deliver and to demonstrate within the coming weeks that works are going to commence on the National Monument, because you are absolutely correct. If the state was to demonstrate its commitment to the street, and it was to demonstrate a real regeneration and a recreation on that National Monument site of a commemorative museum, it would be a vote of confidence, not just in our history, but in the future of that street. It would be a vote of confidence for the street traders, it would be a vote of confidence for all of the businesses in the area, and it would really demonstrate that this government, different to previous governments, is actually going to deliver in a respectful way to our history. So I look forward to that, Minister, and you are welcome down to Moore Street anytime. Please come down as soon as you can so we can have a commencement.
Thank you. Minister, please.
Thank you, Senator, and I would certainly take you up on that invitation. It's an area of the city that really is, as you said, hugely important historically, but hugely important culturally as well, given the new communities that are part of inner city Dublin now. And I think critically important for traders, for everybody involved, to have that certainty. I can say with certainty from our perspective in relation to the National Monument and the work that we're engaging with the OPW. As I said, we will be in a position to move very soon on that. I can't give a specific date, but certainly that's our commitment to it, and we are determined to see that through. The Moore Street Advisory Group report that you were part of yourself, presented to us by Dr. Tom Collins, was a very good report and universally accepted and as the way forward. Second to that, the Dublin City Council need to move on their commitments in terms of the regeneration, the wider regeneration of Dublin Central, hugely important area of the city and critically important, I think, for communities. You know, if we talk about town centres first, this is the town centre of Dublin, and I think it's, you know, it's just it's been left too long now. We need to move on it. Thank you.